Hello, how are we getting on? So we're back with the first match preview video of the 2024-2025 season. Here we go for another 10 months of ups and downs, hopefully more ups than what we have downs. The season kicks off in 2 days' time with 2 games: Blackburn Derby, Preston versus Sheffield United. Our season kicks off on Saturday, 12:30 at the Cardiff City Stadium. Over 3,200 of you will be heading down there at the weekend for the massive, 600-mile round trip. But, in fact, before the end of September, you Sunderland fans will have clocked up over 1,400 miles. Trips to Cardiff, Preston, Portsmouth, Plymouth and Watford. So I'm guessing, a big thank you and a well done to all those, to the fixture guy at the EFL. Proper shaffages this year. So into the video. So Cardiff City then. So they're managed by Errol Bulut. So as you can see on his record, took over in June last year. Managed 50 games, won 20 of them, drew 6, lost 24, got a 40% win rate. Didn't do too bad. I think they did better than what they thought they would last season when he came in. He kind of steadied the ship and did a good job. So fair play to him. The summer transfer window for them, well, they've spent no money, but they have brought in 8 players, but also saw 15 players go out. So you can see here the players that they've brought in. So Hayden Almark, Callum Chambers, Anwar El Ghazi, Ewan Griffiths, Luke Pearce, Mitchell Reindorf, Chris Willock and Wilfred Kanga. Probably amongst that lot, Callum Chambers and Anwar El Ghazi will be the 2 standout players from them. Chris Willock on a free transfer as well from QPR, had been linked with us in the close season but opted to go to Cardiff. So 8 players in the 15 players that have gone out. The only one they've lost for money is Bowie Adams, who's gone to Derby for 1.1 million euros. The rest of them have all been released and free transfers and what have you. You can see on the screen them 15 players that's gone out. Now in pre-season, they've had a decent pre-season of Cardiff. They've played 8 games, they've won 5, drew 2, lost 1. They've scored 19, conceded 6. Callum Robertson, the former West Brom centre forward, has been amongst the goals. He scored 6 goals in pre-season, so he will be feeling confident heading into the new season. Shock horror, a centre forward who's actually scoring goals. What's one of them? Us Sunderland fans didn't know what one of them is. But in pre-season, they've beat the likes of Reading, Bristol Rovers, HSV from Germany. So they've had a decent pre-season. So they'll be going into the season pretty confident. Last season, the top players were Perry Ng, Demetrius Goutas and Joe Rolls. They've managed to keep hold of those 3 players, but they struggled for goals. They only scored 53 goals in 46 games last season. And you can see there with the top goal scorers, Perry Ng, a defender with 6, Carlin Grant with 6, Josh Bowler with 5. So they'll be hoping that at least Robinson starts banging the goals in for them. And assists as well, Joe Rolls had 7 assists, Perry Ng 4, Ryan Wintle with 4 as well. So they'll be looking to improve them departments in this coming season. Overall, they're an average championship side. I think Cardiff, they'll be looking to finish mid to top half this year. They'll be more than happy with that. They have got 3 injury worries for the weekend. Isaac Davis, Jamalu Collins and Keon Etetier will all miss the start of the season. They've all picked up injuries in the pre-season. They're all out for the weekend. But like I say, they're a decent outfit. They're a hard-working side. Obviously, they've got Aaron Ramsey in the midfield as well, as we know. Even though he's 33 now, he's still a decent player when he's fit. He kind of ticks their midfield over, so they're not going to be an easy game at all. But like I say, for me, an average championship side, that if we've got any ambitions of promotion this season, these are the type of sides that we should be beating. On to us, well, off the pitch, the new Hummel strips have gone down a storm. Apparently David Bruce has said the 3rd strip is the best strip out of the lot. I can't wait to see it, because it'll take some topping, the away strip, but we'll have to wait and see. You know, we've got a fancy new pitch, fancy floodlights, a new PA system, and apparently 5G in the stadium this season. However, on the pitch, where it counts the most, we're still a million miles away from where we need to be. All this off the pitch stuff with all the strips in the close season, for me, has took our eye, or try to appease the supporters and try to divert our attention away from the crux of the matter, which is the playing staff, which is not getting any better. The farcical striker situation is still ongoing, but at least we have managed to get in a new head coach. So Regis Le Bris is our new head coach. When we appointed him, I was totally underwhelmed based on his record. You can see here, 76 games in charge of Lorient, won 23, drew 20, lost 33, 104 goals scored, 123 goals against, an average finish with a goal difference of -19, a win percent of only 30%. Now on paper, it looks shit. Don't know too much about him. Apparently his first season in Lorient did really, really well. The second season he was shafted. They sold all his players, and that's why they got relegated from League 1 last year. He seems to speak very well. He's very thorough in his preparation of the games. The players have also spoke about how good he is and how thorough he is. I mean, they're hardly going to come out and say he's shite, are they, to be fair, but you've just got to take it, take whatever they say as gospel, and they are kind of liking his new ideas and his methods and how he's playing the game. However, we do still have the usual suspects behind the scenes in Dodds and Proctor. Sounds like a fucking dentist, doesn't it? Dodds and Proctor. Despite interviews taking place, there's still no assistant manager in place, no new coaches in place. The worrying sign for me is Le Bris has kind of came out and said he'd be happy to go into the season and work with them all this season for me, which is worrying signs and not good at all. But that'll be music to Christian Speakman's ears, to keep Dodds and Co in a job. For me, it needed a revamp in the backroom staff. It hasn't happened. Although Regis Le Bris is there with his ideas, for me, in the background, the feelings of last season are still there, and that needs to change. Transfers, again, a million miles away and very poor and not getting in what we needed. 4 players have came in, 2 of them goalkeepers. We've signed Alan Brown, who looks a decent player in pre-season. He's still getting up to fitness, but he looks like a good player, good on the ball, good championship experience. But it's this striker situation. It's absolutely ridiculous now. It's 5 transfer windows where we haven't addressed the situation. The Alexander Mendy situation still drags on. He wants to come, but in typical Sunderland fashion, there's drama surrounding it. His club are holding up the transfer con because this Mbappe takeover situation. Apparently, he's now being made to train on his own, and it's all a mess. His agent came yesterday and made a massive statement and said, the player's now mentally affected, and so what sort of state of mind is he going to be in if he does come? Apparently they want 4 million quid. We've only offered about 1 million, so we're miles away from the valuation as well. Ike Ugbo, who we attempted to hijack Sheffield Wednesday's deal to sign him from Troyes, I think. But that only happens to us. There's only people hijack our transfers when we've about signed. Doesn't happen when we try to do it to them, and apparently he's just about signed and he's agreed to sign for Sheffield Wednesday, so another one we've missed out in. So that leaves us with Eliza Mienda, Nazari Russian and Lewis Emir as our forwards. Wow. And what do you say to that? We're back to square one again. Yes, Emir scored 1 rocket in pre-season. Mienda scored a penalty in pre-season, but apart from that, we've gotten out, and it's going to be a case of relying on Jack Clark again at the start of the season until I'm hoping we get this centre forward in. For me, we still need another commanding centre back, a left back as well, and two forwards in my opinion. We need that big centre half to play alongside Dan Ballard. A left back in case certain gets injured, because what we've seen is Yelder's not good enough to play there. Huggins again's injury prone as well. We have made some outgoings in the summer as well. You can see the likes of Jack Diamond, Harrison Shona, Mickey Spellman, Ellis Taylor Ollie Bainbridge, Nathan Bishop, Matty Young, Alex Bass, Tom Chiabi, Bradley Dack, Corey Evans, Joe Ryder and Matty Young are all either left or out on loan. We still could potentially lose Job and Jack Clark, although I think Job is probably likely to stay for end of the season, and probably will get his value up and sell him at the end of the season. Rumours are that Elliot Embleton has had a medical at Blackpool and they're about to sign him on a permanent transfer. Wish him the best of luck. He's had really poor injury problems, but for me, he's not good enough for the Championship. But wish him all the best. He's been a great servant to the club. Will always be remembered for that goal in the playoff final against Wickham. But wish him all the best if that transfer does come off. Us in pre-season had a bit of a mixed bag. Played 7, won 3, drew 2, lost 2, 4-13 against 6. The first team put in some decent performances against Nottingham Forest and Marseille. But the fringe players, showed that how far away they are from the first team. The likes of Timothy Pembelia, Abdullah Barr, and all these showing that they're not good enough for to step in. Adel Sheesh is hit-y-miss. Remain Mundell had a couple of standout performances again, but they were against League 2 opposition. But the squad depth is a massive worry for me. If we get a couple of injuries, we're screwed. We really are. Gio Matete is another one who's not good enough for the Championship. So there's a few of these players can go out on loan. I think he's already told Emir, Dewey Bennett and all them can leave on loan in the summer. It'll do them good to get out and get some football, but we'll have to wait and see what happens there. Our top players from last season, when we know, was Jack Clark, 15 goals, 4 assists. Job, 7 goals. Pierre Ekwa, 5 goals. Assist-wise, Dan Neil was top on 5. Abdullah Barr had 4 as well. So we need to improve that goal output. Like I say, we're massively reliant on Jack Clark. It's been the same in pre-season. He's been our main goal threat in pre-season and scored the majority of goals. So if we lose him, I really do fear the worst. On to Saturday, well, I'm 100% certain that this will be the team that plays on Saturday. It's the team that started the two friendlies. So we'll have Anthony Patterson in goal. We'll have Trey Hume right back, Luke O'Neill at centre back, along with Adji Alicia. Left back will be Dennis Serkin. Holding midfield player will be Dan Neil. Either side of him will be Alan Brown and Job. On the wide flanks will be Patty Roberts and Jack Clark, with Eliza Mayenda playing up front. Now, someone needs to tell our Reggie there to look on the Sunderland website, because Luke O'Neill is a midfielder and always will be a midfielder. He's even on the Sunderland website as a midfielder. So Reggie can have a look at that, because the previous 4 managers have failed to do so and failed to realise that Luke O'Neill is not a centre-half. But again, is this the Dodds and Speakman influence? Behind the scenes and off the pitch. That's why he keeps getting picked there. I'm amazed that we haven't tried O'Neill in that holding role where Dan Neil's playing, which will then allow us to push Dan Neil forward, probably at the expense of Job. But when everybody's fit, I'd love to see this line up with Patterson, Hume, Ballard, Alicia, Serkin, O'Neill in the holding role with Brown and Neil, Robertson, Clark and Mayenda, or a recognised centre forward. But it's just not going to happen. Job is guaranteed to play every game, the full game, whilst we've got Christian Speakman in this clique with the Bellinghams. You've seen that the game against Marseille, Bradford, when Job was there, Jude was there, sitting with Christian Speakman and KLD. They're all in this together. And it's at the detriment of the club that he plays every game. He shouldn't be playing every game. And it proved last year when he was taken out of the side for a couple of games. When he came on us, so he looked much more refreshed and he had much more of an impact. Last season at Cardiff, we won 2-0 with goals from Adel Sheesh, who scored a penalty after Job was fouled in the box. And then Sheesh repaired the compliment, crossed the ball in for Job to score a poacher's goal in a 2-0 win at the Cardiff City Stadium. That was only one of the 2 wins that Dodds got in the final 13 games of the season. So I'd more than settle for the same type of result. I hope we can just go in there and hit the ground running for Regis Le Bris' sake, get some momentum going and get on and, you know, get some forward motion into the season proper. Score predictions, I'm not too sure, but I think it's going to be a game of two evenly matched sides. I'd love to see Mienda get a goal just to get his confidence up and try and get him on a run into the season, to boost his confidence and kind of take everybody's eyes away from this striker situation and not having one. But I'm going to go for a hard 1-1 draw against Cardiff. I'd settle for a point against start of the season, early kick-off, get a point on the board, and then move on to Sheffield Wednesday the week after. So that leads us into the score prediction competition. So I did it last year. I ran the competition all season for the SAFC shirt. Kenneth Allen won last year's. He opted for the new away shirt, which I shipped to him last week. So hopefully, Ken, you've got that. If you can, I'd love a photograph, you know, with it on, and so I can stick it on the channel. Going to do exactly the same this year. Same format, but different points because it was a little bit close last year. So the stipulations are: you must be a subscriber. Your score predictions must be in the prediction video, in the preview video, which is this one. So get your score predictions in for the Cardiff game in this video. You must be a subscriber. The point system's going to be a little different. 5 points for the correct score, 2 points for the correct result. I'll keep on updating it as the season goes through. So get your score predictions in this video, but you must be a subscriber for the Cardiff game at the weekend. And the best of luck. A little short piece of news that's been announced today that Paul Kingsmore has been announced as the new Chief Operating Officer at the club. I'm guessing he's probably will replace Steve Davison, I'm guessing. Just a little bit of news off the pitch, but that's the match preview for the Cardiff game at the weekend. Let me know your thoughts on the video itself. Get your score predictions in. Watch out for the match review video coming out after the Cardiff game, plus the preview of the Preston game. Please like, share and subscribe if you don't mind. It'd be greatly appreciated. We're looking to smash the subscribers this year and try and get as many as we can. If I can get to 3,500, I'll be absolutely over the moon. So if you're new or you're a returning viewer and you haven't subscribed and you enjoy the content, please hit that subscribe button. It's free, it doesn't cost you anything, and it'll allow you to enter this competition for the shirts as well. So thanks for watching. Anybody travelling to Cardiff, have a safe trip. I'll be putting an away day guide like I always do in the description below. But until the next video out on Saturday night, thanks for watching. Take it easy, stay safe, and we'll speak soon. Ta-ra.